Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/at Senate of Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Committee Room, C-311. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Committee Room, C-311. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Committee Room, C-311. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Committee Room, C-311. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Committee Room, C-311. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Committee Room, C-311. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Committee Room, C-311. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Committee Room, C-311. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Committee Room, C-311. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Committee Room, C-311. Did you know live Senate video is now available at youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia? This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia.
Is it? Yeah, it is this morning. Good morning, and welcome to the Virginia Minority Business Commission meeting. I am Senator Angela Williams-Graves, representing the 21st Senate District in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and it is wonderful to have you all here. We are going to start with introductions because it has been a minute since we have met, and we have some new members. And so we'll start all the way to my far right and work our way down.
Hi, good morning. I'm Dr. Byron Cherry with Virginia.
Nice. Thank you. Anything you want to tell us about yourself, Dr. Cherry? If it's red, it's not working. If it's green, it's on.
About myself, 26-year Army veteran, retired colonel. Ran a small business for 15 years. I sold it last year. This committee is very important to me because the many times I tried to come up to Commonwealth and talk business with them and just got blown off every time. So this is very important to me. The business 15 years, was very successful. We did well and sold it last year. So it was a cyber IT company up in Northern Virginia.
Outstanding.
Had about 150 employees. We did, yeah. So
Okay.
it's good.
Good deal. Good deal. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, and thank you so much for your service to our country.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Good morning. I'm Alfreda Jarrett Reynolds. I serve as the Director of Economic Development for Brunswick County in Southside, Virginia. This is my first meeting. I'm so excited to be here, to have a seat at the table, to see how I can add value to the great things that's already happening within this commission.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Trina Coleman, and I am the CEO of Coleman Comprehensive Solutions, a small educational and IT consulting firm. I am also a physics professor, but my passion is to do the right thing for the right people at the right time. So being on this commission, cut off? Okay. Being a member of the Minority Business Commission is very important. I want to help do some great things in the Commonwealth. I want to bring more exposure to this committee. I don't feel like people know we exist. I think we should be interacting with some of the other organizations and entities within the government of the Commonwealth of Virginia. So I am here to shake things up, hopefully. Thank you.
Good morning, y'all. Delegate Michael Fagans, proudly representing House District 97 within Virginia Beach. Glad that our legislation that we passed a few years ago was able to restart the Minority Business Commission. As someone who just recently closed their first business, I've learned a lot over the past few years of being a small business owner. And I'm glad I'm able to take that and my experiences there and be a valuable member of this commission and also serve as the vice chair as well. So.
Senator Lamont Bagby.
Representing, doing.
I'm not doing all that.
Stephen Hammond, Hammond Group Consulting, Richmond native, been lobbying the last 6 years now. I started in this under Lamont Bagby's tutelage as his LA, so it's cool to be sitting beside him in this capacity. And so if I can do nothing else but that, that's cool in my book.
There we go. All right. Hello, I'm Tiffany Boyle, Commissioner of Revenue for the City of Newport News, also a small business owner, entrepreneur myself.
Hello, I'm Kimberly Jackson. I'm the CEO of United Community Solutions, a behavioral health practice here in Virginia, and I currently serve on the Board of Social Work, and I was just elected to serve as the Director at Large of ASWB, so for the National Board of Social Work.
So now that we have all introduced ourselves and
Tell us about you.
I did in the beginning. I'm Senator Angela Williams-Graves, representing the 21st Senate District, where we do good work on your behalf. And I am more than likely the outgoing chair of this commission. And we will, in our next meeting in the spring, elect new officers for this committee and get some things done. So we will move right into Delegate Fagans. Did you have any additional remarks that you wanted to make? All right, so thank y'all for being here. We need to adopt the electronic meeting policy that has been online and should have been distributed. Is there anyone that has questions about the electronic meeting policy? Our electronic meeting policy is a little dated, but hopefully we'll be able to bring it along little bit by little bit into the 21st century. But does anybody have any questions, any issues? All right. Michael, is this a voice vote or voice vote? Okay, so I need a motion, please.
Move to report. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, we're good. All right, and then we have the 2024 executive summary we have to move for the adoption of that. All of that information should have been sent to you all so that you could review it from our last meeting. Are there any questions or discussion regarding it? Nope. I need a motion.
Move to report. Second.
All in favor of the adoption of the 2024 executive summary, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? All right. The adoption of the 2024 executive summary is accepted. And now I am going to actually turn this over to our vice chair, who will probably be our chair next year, for a little bit of an outline over the 2026 work plan. I will tell you he is very ambitious in what he wants to do with this commission. So I am proud to allow him this opportunity to turn over priorities for 2026, 2027. And for those of you in the public who may not be aware, we re-elect officers to commissions every 2 years as the House elections. It's in line with the House elections. So in 2026, we will come back and we will re-elect officers there. So take it away, Delegate.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So as we move on to 2026, and we have a really ambitious, of course, General Assembly coming up, and looking forward to seeing a lot of the legislation that will be coming across from the House and the Senate side. We'll be looking to meet hopefully around April timeframe. But additionally, when we're going into 26, one of the important things is to look at is how we can actually look at, of course, from the contracts and procurements. And so one of the things I would love to make sure we had kind of talked about it in the past is being able to get better data on procurement and opportunities that are happening, especially at the locality level. And so, for example, what's happening in Hampton Roads, what's happening in Richmond, Southwest Virginia, Northern Virginia, to make sure that those localities that state a goal, if it's 2%, 5%, whatever that goal has stated, that to see if they're actually being able to meet those goals for minority business contracts. Additionally, strengthening minority business partnerships. We know there are a lot of great minority business partnerships. Some exist within specific regional chambers. Some exist outside of chambers and are built to really bring those communities up. And so we'll be looking to strengthen those. And additionally, expanding our statewide outreach. There's now is the perfect time to make sure that we're reaching out to those groups and that maybe we haven't had the opportunity to meet with in the past. Maybe those groups have recently started up, and additionally, looking at policy changes are going to be some of the final things we kind of look at to see, not just going into after post session, but going into 27 as well. A lot of the great work that we do is also done outside of our session, and so I'm excited about the work that we're going to get to do next year, and looking forward to seeing not just in terms of the legislation we get to support and pass, but the initiatives all across the Commonwealth that we can really help to show that Virginia is one of the best places to start a small business, and especially it's a great place if you're a minority business, and that's why we want to make sure to attract that. And not just attract, but inspire that next generation of entrepreneurship that maybe just needs a little extra spark. And that's one of the best reasons that I believe this commission is here.
Any comment, question to our legislative work plan for 2026? Or, yes, Dr. Cherry.
Thank you. Yes, again, Delegate Fagans, I really appreciate those comments and everything. As far as looking forward to getting the percentage of minority business and so forth, share contracts. And I'm going to say this, to be very honest, okay? I hope we put some teeth to this stuff, because in Northern Virginia, I had a pretty successful company. I retired from the military. But I can't tell you how many times I met with U.S. senators like Tim Kaine and folks up there in Northern Virginia who had these meetings and so forth with minority businesses. But to me, it was just a pony show, because I met with them. It was a group of us who met 3 or 4 times. They always called us in, and they met at my location one time. But we go through this rigmarole and sell these things, but nothing ever comes to fruition. And I just hope, and I'm prayerful that, based on what you said, Delegate Fagans, what the plan is, I hope we accomplish that as far as spreading out the share of minority businesses and so forth across the Commonwealth. Because this is a great state to do business in. And I can say I was a DOD contractor, and we did well. We had employees in 8 states, about 150 employees. But I could never penetrate this state for whatever reason. I'm looking forward to working. I was very excited when I was appointed, because this means a lot to me. And I hope we could do some great things and put some teeth behind this stuff. Thanks a lot.
So I'm going to be reality Roxy in that we are a legislative body and we are legislators, right? And this commission meets outside of our normal legislative session, which this year coming up is 60 days. And we are limited in staff and in funding. There's a small budget that we have as a commission for reimbursement and, stipends for everybody that comes, because your time is valuable, and what we can do. So what I would like folks to keep in mind when we start talking about doing different things throughout the Commonwealth is that these staff members, when we have commission meetings, we have to have staff. And also, and whether these are Senate staffers, next year will be House staffers, but we've got, what do we have, Lamont, 52, 53 or more commissions that are active, that meet outside of session, right? They're meeting outside of session. And so we can put forward ideas, potential legislation, ask questions about why different things are happening. But I think one of the things that will be beneficial, so this is the other part of reality, Roxy, is that we have a brand new administration coming in that I believe is very small business friendly. And sometimes what people really don't understand is how the sausage is made, in that we have a great idea for a great new sausage, but it takes all of the pieces of the puzzle of all the different organizations and the administration and the various departments within the Commonwealth to all come together and make that happen. And they all have competing priorities that are important. I've often said to folks, I've met with the entire time that I've met with members or constituents, whether it's a constituent or a constituent group or an organization, I have never left a meeting feeling like my time was wasted, feeling like my time was like, that was a whole waste of my 30 minutes, I'm never gonna get back. Never left there feeling that way, because everybody comes. If they come here, if they come to us, they're at a point where they need real help, or they have real issues, or they're looking for real solutions and not fluff. And so I just want to just kind of let folks know we're part-time. And we have to be here with the meetings too, right? And so, and everybody else works. And so if we can put together a framework that in conversations with and meetings with whoever the secretary will be, that we will more than likely deal with in these different areas that affect the Minority Business Commission, let them know what it is that we see as priorities and what we want to accomplish, and working with the administration, who actually does work full-time and actually is here every day of the week, right? And they do this for a living, right? I think we can move the needle forward. So just kind of, we're not a chamber and we're not a separate organization that has, we're not that. We're legislators, but we are legislators with a lot of power. We are legislators in the majority, and which means something, which means a lot, right? And so we're able to put forth a work plan, an agenda, priorities, and work with the administration. And I believe that through those channels, we can get a lot of things done. So hopefully that helps to kind of set a little bit of level of expectation in what we can do and the things that are really beyond our purview that fall into the administrative work that is actually done every single day. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. So, Madam Chair, what I think I heard you say was we have influence more so than we have power or resources. So I think that the best thing that this commission should be able to do in the short term is come up with a framework to use our influence, not only here in Richmond, but in our respective locales that we come from, with the support of this commission. So if we can come to some synergistic relationship type activities, I think that we can make this presence of this commission known. I know we have a lot of boards and commissions, some of them about eclipses or something, some of them, they're important, I suspect, but this one is really, really, really important in comparison to some of the other ones. And I say that with all sincerity. So I just want to go on the record and say that influence is important. And if we can wrangle that in collectively and individually, then I think that we can help our soon-to-be chair, air quotes, we haven't voted yet, with his vision as well.
Absolutely. And I think that was very well said. Thank you. Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. So now we are going to have a presentation by Patricia Bracknell, the founder and CEO of the Chamber for Hispanic Progress. And what I can tell you is that she is absolutely amazing. Yes, there you go. She is a one-woman show all by herself. That is amazing. She's in Hampton Roads, but she is everywhere. She's very active, very much an advocate for the Hispanic community, but also the Hispanic community as it pertains to them being a part of the fiber of the entire community, not just on an island or in a silo. But she is just an amazing person, an amazing human being. And so thank you so much for being here with us. And we are going to work on the tech. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for the introduction, and thank you so much for the invitation and for the work that each one of you is doing and bringing forward the small businesses. So with that, good morning. My name is Patricia Bracknell. Chair Graves, Vice Chair Fagans, thank you so much, and members of the commission for having me this morning. I'm the founder and CEO of the Chamber for Hispanic Progress. It is an honor to provide this update on the state of the Latino businesses and the economic conditions affecting our community across Hampton Roads and the Commonwealth. As a good military spouse, I always start with the end at front. So if you're taking something out of this conversation with me today, please take the following statement, and then we'll get into something else. We need to acknowledge the ongoing ICE raids and enforcement actions currently impacting Virginia immigrants' neighborhoods. These actions are creating immediate and a widespread disruption to our economic ecosystem. Workers are afraid to leave their homes. Businesses are suddenly short-staffed. Parents fear dropping children at school. Consumer spending drops when families are afraid to be in public. Projects and delays an entire sector losing critical workforce stability. For us, this environment, Ms. Graves and everyone here, is jeopardizing the economic growth and disruption supply chains, destabilizing our communities and economic welfare in Virginia. My organization continues to respond to these challenges through our mission to strengthen the Latino economic engine of Virginia by supporting entrepreneurs, stabilizing families, increasing financial capabilities, and building pathways to long-term communities to prosper. So with that, we're gonna get into my short presentation. I didn't wanna put the slides up because that takes a lot more. So I'm gonna walk you through this as fast as I can. Who are we? Who is the Chamber for Hispanic Progress? The CHP feels a critical regional need as a trusted, bilingual, culturally competent institution serving Hispanic, Latino professionals and immigrants and minority communities. And when I say minority communities, we have been connecting and enhancing relationships with a lot of our growing Afghan community in Hampton Roads. So they identify a lot with the way we look and the way we think and the way that we do. So we are expanding those services for communities that have not yet organized. And so we focus on business economic development, supporting Latino entrepreneurs through training, planning, and navigation of the integration of the economic system in Virginia, strengthening community wealth and workforce mobility. Leadership is also one of our biggest points in community empowerment that helps us elevate the Latino representation. Continuing with connecting residents to legal, health, and financial resources, policy and systems advocacy, is something that we're working very hard to integrate to bring the voice of the communities up to Richmond. Creciendo Juntos, or Growing Together, is our business development series. And we enhance those services with helping our new entrepreneurs as basic systems as helping them business, writing their business plans. Contratos con propósito is the purpose of the business contracts, where we teach them how they can protect their work and their services in their companies, sometimes at free cost. Financial literacy is a program that we are launching in 2026, where we have a trusted resources for the community to learn to build wealth and services and financial growth for their small companies. Our annual Latino Business Expo is launching in 2026. It will be the first one in the Hampton Roads area. I'm sure there is one. When I talk about these projects, I want you to expand your vision to the similar amount in population of Latinos in Hampton Roads to Alexandria. We're competitive. We are that force. We are and have the same voting, power without using that word too seriously, in Hampton Roads. The Latino GDP in the country is now $4.1 trillion, which is, it's so empowering for you to think that if we don't care about the ICE and the current practices of immigration as a human aspect, we added care as an economic engine, and how this is going to affect each one of us in this room. The Latino GDP grows 2.5 times faster than the US economy. So that economy compares us to the fifth largest economy in the world if you measure that independently. So that's the empowerment that you have as a part of your embedded communities. It's this power of purchasing, the power of creating businesses, and the power of growing. Latino communities bring the power in Virginia in the aspect of not as a single, we don't believe we're better than anybody, we're just, numbers don't lie. So we're presenting numbers. Latinos make up 11.2% of Virginia's population, nearly 1 million residents. Hispanic-owned business contribute $6.3 billion annually to Virginia's economy. Virginia is home to approximately 19,000 Latino-owned business. And we're growing every day. We're trying to bring those, what I call Facebook economies in the small businesses. We're trying to integrate them to bring them into a formal setting of a business. So hopefully that number will increase by the end of this year. Latino-owned businesses are growing 34% faster than non-Latino firms. Latino households generate 30 billion in purchasing powers across the state. That's an enormous amount of resources in tax generating income for the state. Latinos are essential to Virginia workforce in construction, trades, logistics, food service, childcare, hospitality, which affects a lot our Hampton Roads area, in healthcare, supporting roles. And this is just on the labor and services area. I don't know if you guys know this, but Hampton Roads contains one of the fastest growing Latino populations in the Commonwealth. And we're growing, and with that, Newport News is our fastest growing community. So get ready for us. More than 3,500 Latino-owned businesses in the metro area. This is some indicators of how the construction and the trades and the logistics in the warehouse and the child care and all of that contributes to the daily empowerment of the Virginia economic infrastructure. We have a growth of Latino, and this is very interesting that I found out through a lot of my research, is the Latino growing professional in high skill jobs. Latinos are increasingly present in professional, technical, and high skill occupations under healthcare. About 7% of the physicians in Virginia now are Latinos, and we need more because our population is growing. And nurses, even though our current administration is taking some of that away, physician assistants, mental health professionals, lawyers, Latinos represent 8% of all attorneys in the United States. We need more. More immigration law, more family law. I want to close a little bit with a call in a lot of the vulnerability of the community that my community is experiencing right now. And that is in the resources and in the capability and the networks that each one of you have in your respective areas to think about the ways that things are progressing right now for us in not just in Hampton Roads and not just in Virginia, but I need you guys to see us as that engine that we are, and we're no longer a backdrop. And it's why I'm here, and I'm so happy that this space has been open for me, because in the last 3 weeks we have had business closing in Virginia Beach and in Norfolk due to the ICE raids. And this is going to continue to happen, and our economies are going to suffer. And so we got to be proactive and not reactive. And we still have 3 more years to endure whatever is coming our way. And so if I'm here, I'm a face of someone, of a resource to all of you. And if anything that we can do to, help me help you, to help me, that is how I want to make this conversation. So with that in mind, thank you for the opportunity to present this report. CHP looks forward to organizing and ongoing partnerships with all of you, mostly with the Virginia Minority Business Commission, as we work together to build a stronger and more inclusive and more prosperous Commonwealth in Virginia. So if there's any questions, is anything that I can help you clarify, sure.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry, Madam Chair. Forgive me. Did you say you had 19,000 Latino businesses in Commonwealth? Wow, that's impressive. That's all. Thank you. That's pretty.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, of course, I'd definitely like to echo our chair's comments. Patricia, you have been a fierce advocate, not just Virginia Beach, Norfolk, all across Hampton Roads, not just in the business state. You have continually advocated for the Hispanic Latino community in Hampton Roads and across the Commonwealth. And I just want to say thank you for coming up here and providing this. Second, I'd like to ask in terms of what have you seen as maybe the successes, or what can the Commonwealth do in a better capacity moving into the future, from seeing the individuals that are within the community that start their business on Facebook or in a garage and have a great idea and want to have that turn into a legitimate business. What have you seen that has worked, and what are some of the things that the Commonwealth could do better to help out those entrepreneurs that have that spark and want to grow it from an idea to a business?
Yes, so thank you for that question and the opportunity to address it. I'm going to break it up because there's so many needs in the community, because it's a very resilient community, but it's also they're trying to do things right and opening spaces for them to do business right is very important, okay? For example, SWAM certified businesses. We cannot get a high percentage of our businesses to be SWAM certified because you have to be a US citizen. And sometimes they're legal residents, but they haven't gone through the process of becoming citizens. And so if the state can come with a program that we can change that to bring those communities forward, and I'm just not speaking for the Latino community, it's across all the immigrant communities in Virginia. It's important that we take a look at that again. Access to financial assistance and financial literacy for business and business development and growth is very important. And what's more important is legislation that allows those members that have ITINs to become part of that development. Because if I, Patricia, was not a US citizen and I wanted to open a business and I wanted to do it right, I can go to and obtain an ITIN from the IRS and proceed to pay the taxes and proceed to do everything. But sometimes the distinctions between the ITINs and the citizenship, even though they're both paying taxes at the same rate, it's illogical when they don't both have the same access to business loans or to opportunities that the other ones do. So that is two that are very important. They come to mind right now. And I think those are two that the commission can really take a look at and work towards making some of those changes.
You know, I just want to say that I really apologize for the way that the U.S. administration is treating minorities and immigrants in this country. It breaks my heart whenever I see and hear about the different things that are happening with ICE raids and how folks are being treated for no reason at all, just because they might look different or sound different, and without taking into consideration any respect of what their legal status may or may not be, of what due process is supposed to look like in this country for everyone who's on American soil, and that is not happening. And it is creating, unfortunately, this us versus them kind of mentality among some folks. But I think that if we stick together as minorities, all minorities, and we pool our resources together, that we will ultimately be stronger together than we ever could be separately. And you reminded us that we got 3 more years of this nonsense, but okay. It's been 9 months of dog years, so yeah.
One of the things, Madam Chair, if I may, is this very important that this disruption of the economy is resulting in the least responsible residents of our Commonwealth, and there's our children. We have parents that are terrified of taking their children to school because that's where parents are being picked up from, the school drop-off lane. And so now kids that are not going to school, the school districts are coming after them because they're not sending their kids to school, but the school districts are not reacting to the need. They're not being honest about what's happening. And so they're not giving them the opportunity to have online classes. I mean, this is a man-created COVID for us. And they're still, with the conceptual learning that we did through the health crisis, this is a health human crisis for us. And so there are so many aspects of these practices that are creating in the economic side, in the human side, in the legal side. So I invite all of you to learn a little bit more about what my community is going through and think outside the box and stand in my shoes for 1 minute and just see the need. The need. And we have a power. We have a power to vote. We have a power to elect those that support us.
Absolutely.
Any other comments?
Is okay. Is any part of your presentation, are you able to send us that so we can get it up? Okay, great. I'll get Michael to get with you after, and then we can get whatever you approve for us to be able to upload publicly that we can share to
There's a big target on my back already.
well, we got your back. We got your back. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. All right. Do we have any public comment? Any public comment? All right, no public comment. All right, well, with that being said, thank you all again for being here. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I hope if you're celebrating Christmas, you have a great Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate. I hope that you enjoy it to the fullest and that we will see you around the Capitol. Session starts on January the 14th, and we will be going all the way through March the 14th or the 15th, whatever day that is on that Saturday. And so if you all have any issues, questions, or concerns, please feel free to reach out. Thank you all for your service. And on that, I need a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
The Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia.